Hey guys, how you going? This one is Ultimate Control, Politicians, Pedophilia and Blackmail. And I've got two stories in this that I want to put together because they are about the same thing pretty much. So, Ultimate Control, Politicians, Pedophilia and Blackmail. Before we delve into the really sick stuff, pedophilia, let's first look into the mechanisms of control used by the elite and the intelligence agencies in their pocket to bend the will of the governments to do their bidding. This is not a comfortable subject to discuss. This is not a bedtime story. We know that governments are corrupt and complicit. We at TLB, the Liberty Beacon, discuss this enough and make the proof available on numerous occasions, making this fact obvious and clear. But why and how is this mechanism of corruption and complicity instituted? What does it take to manipulate a faction into compliance? The three most effective tools of control are undoubtedly the promise of money, the promise of personal power, and the leverage of blackmail. One way to observe the level of control is to compare political stumping promises to the people and the delivery on those promises once elected. The longer a particular puppet is in office, the more visible the strings of control become. As of now, the jury is still out for Trump, although his record for keeping promises far exceeds anything we have seen in recent history. But there are a multitude of examples for our last occupier of the Oval Office, such as Obama, who campaigned against the Patriot Act, extends Patriot Act and signs NDAA. We see many laws and bills passed in government that do not in any fashion represent the will of the people. Said government is charged with representing such as the Patriot Act, the NDAA, tax laws meant only to benefit powerful corporations and much more. Why is it that a government institutes laws that run contrary to the will of the people? A sure bet is that a significant number responsible for those laws are under the influence of one of the above-mentioned mechanisms. I'm very fond of stating that America holds no patent on liberty or tyranny, and corruption within government is in fact tyranny, perpetuated against its people. Corruption and complicity is cumulative over time, and in the scheme of things, the USA is a relative newcomer on the global political scene. Many of the world's industrialized nations, such as Great Britain, have a much longer history. Thus, it may be concluded that the levels of corruption and complicity within their governments is well rooted and advanced. Who are the motivators or puppet masters of this corruption and complicity? Again, all one need do is look at the information published by this project daily on a global scale to understand that one of the biggest players is multinational corporations or corporate cabals. Profit on a massive scale is a huge incentive for seeking control over those who write, institute, and enforce the laws. But they are not the only players, or in many cases, the most significant. Intelligence agencies, such as the FBI, under the domination of J. Edgar Hoover, accumulate, through phone tapping and other mechanisms of spying, massive files on politicians over time, to the point that they could influence government on a considerable scale via threat or outright blackmail. The CIA is another, with its tendrils wrapped around many of our lawmakers, knowing every proverbial skeleton in their closet, and in some cases being responsible for many of those skeletons. Pedophilia is a huge player in this game, perpetrated and filmed secretly by those who seek this ultimate level of control. This, again, is not anything US intelligence agencies have a patent on, and this is known to run rampant in the UK and many other countries, intelligence services and agencies as well, including Australia. Pedophilia is and always has been a global issue of massive political importance, and I'm going to put this link below, guys, because off this just becomes a whole range of rabbit holes to go down. And this one's by the Corbett Report, and it's over an hour long, and it would be a very good video to watch, guys. So I will put it in the description below, which is the little drop down arrow on the right hand side under the video. And if you can't see it, try getting a VPN. There are free ones out there. There are also ones you pay for. I'm assuming the ones you pay for go a bit quicker because mine is slow and mine is free. So I couldn't afford to pay every month at the moment. So yeah, I've got a free one. It runs a little bit slow. Bear with it. If you've got patience, then you're all good. Okay. So, sorry about that. Is massive political importance, just how extensive, mind-warping and sickening this is explained in much more detail in the second video below. How much of this did you see on the MSM? There are those who would say that the CIA, via its hold on one of the most powerful cabals on this planet, the military-industrial complex and global network of interconnectivity with other nations' sister agencies, emphasis on the UK and Israel, control the ebb and flow of power and politics across this planet, including puppets as high as presidents or prime ministers. How many politicians are under the influence of choreographed blackmail on this planet is beyond imagining, but the answer is surely enough to efficiently allow these agencies to maintain and enforce that control in perpetuity. The attached video is a blatant example of the rot contained in powerful governments across this planet. Yes, it takes place in the UK, but to believe this is isolated to one country is to bury your head in the sand. This video is both compelling and shocking, and enough to make any decent person sick, because what we see here is the mechanism of ultimate control at the cost of our children. And then it shows the film by Russell Burton, Savile and the Ninth Circle, must see. And I think I've seen it. I'm not sure. I've definitely heard of it. I will be watching it again just to refresh, even if I have seen it before. If you feel there is not enough ass behind this article, it's hard to say in Australian because you normally go ass behind this article, I invite you to click on the link below this comment to further your education and increase your level of personal horror. The deep state's Pandora's box. We vitally need to be aware of not only the corruption and tyranny in our governments and leaders today, but also the ridiculous level of perversion, personal or contrived, that drives too many of them into their mandated complicity. When you understand the real character of a majority of our so-called leaders, either by choice or entrapment, well, find a bath bag. It's time to wake up and push back before everything decent on this planet is forced into extinction. And there is another there. Okay. Read more on the global pedophilia. I'm just going to show you what it has. It just goes to a lot more articles, guys. As I said, I'll put this link in the description below so you can look at it for yourself, because those videos alone are probably worth watching. I believe they are worth watching. I know the Corbett report is very good. And it gives you the search results for pedophilia within the Liberty Beacon. And that's the one we just read. And then there's more. And more. And more. So I'll leave that as it is for now. What I want to do is take you over to... Oh, where is it? Here, I think. And where is my little... there. And I want to read you this. By Humans Are Free. I'm going to put this link below as well. European royals allegedly killing children in human hunting parties. 4 eyewitnesses testify. This is one in a series of articles taken from eyewitnesses' testimony before the International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels. 5 international judges are examining evidence of child rape, torture, murder and kidnapping allegedly done by global elite members of the Ninth Circle Satanic Child Sacrifice Cult Network. Regular Ninth Circle child sacrifices were said to take place in the catacombs of Catholic cathedrals, the Vatican, on private estates and groves, and government military bases in Belgium, Holland, Spain, Australia, Ireland, France, England, and the US. At least 34 child mass grave sites were identified in Ireland, Spain, and Canada, and refused excavation by the respective governments, Crown of England and Catholic Church. This is horrible. Named as present in Ninth Circle activities were Pope Francis, former Pope Ratzinger, Anglican United Church of Canada, and Catholic Church officials including cardinals, members of the European royalty including Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip, officials of the Canadian, Australian, UK and US military and governments, including the USA's CIA, plus prominent government ministers, judges, politicians and businessmen from the US, Belgium, Holland, Canada, Australia, France, Ireland and the UK. Teens were drugged, stripped naked, raped, hunted down in the woods and killed by European royals, according to this week's latest eyewitness to testify before the International Common Law Court of Justice in Brussels. The woman was the fourth eyewitness to give accounts about these human hunting parties of global elite Ninth Circle Satanic Child Sacrifice Cult Network. A former member of the Netherlands criminal drug syndicate known as Octopus testified that victims were obtained for these human hunting parties from juvenile detention centres in Belgium and Holland. In 2014, I was an involuntary witness to torture, rape and murder sessions of drugged children performed for a group of high-ranked people of the Netherlands, stated a woman. I was taken to a hunting party in Belgium, close to Brussels, where I saw two boys and a girl ages 14 to 16 hunted and killed by global elites. The human hunting party was heavily guarded by the Netherlands Royal Guard, or Royal Guards. I was told that King Albert of Belgium was present. More eyewitnesses confirmed that as children and youths they were forced to attend human hunting parties, and they and other children were raped, with some killed, and deceased boys' penises were cut off. Royals in Satan's Storm. Allegedly, there was a Dutch countryside palace where boys' penises were displayed like trophies on a wall. Some hunting parties were hosted on the grounds of Netherlands at Queen Beatrix's palace. Dutch therapist Toos Nijenhuis, I'm so sorry guys, claimed that as a 4-year-old she was forced to witness murders of children that involved a former Pope Ratzinger, a Dutch Catholic cardinal, plus the father of Netherlands Queen Beatrix and Bilderberger founder Dutch Crown Prince Alfred Bernhard. I saw the former Pope Joseph Ratzinger murder a little girl, another witness confirmed. It was at a French chateau in the fall of 1987. It was ugly, horrible, and didn't happen just once. Ratzinger and Bernhard were some of the more prominent men who took part. In Ireland, Spain and Canada, 34 child mass grave sites were discovered and appeared linked to Ninth Circle activities. The largest was the Mohawk Indian Residential School in Brantford, Ontario, where child remains were identified in 2008 before the Catholic Church, Canadian government and English Crown shut down the dig by professional archaeologists. In 2013, ICLCJ Court had found Queen Elizabeth and Prince Philip guilty for the October 10, 1964 disappearance of 10 native children from the Catholic residential school in Kamloops, British Columbia. Sorry if I'm pronouncing any of this wrong, guys. In the first 2 weeks of the 2014, court witnesses identified Dutch and Belgian royal participants in the rape and killing of Mohawk children and newborns. Named were Bernhard and King Hendrik, consort to Queen Wilhelmina of Holland. Wilhelmina. Sorry, guys. Alleged to be present during the human hunting parties with the late Prince Johann Friso and his wife Mabel Weiss-Smit, former ministers, the top man of the Dutch army under the Secretary of the Raad van State in the Netherlands, the Viceroy next to Queen Beatrix and other global business and political leaders, including some from the US. Surely the present King Willem Alexander and King Philip and their wives know about this abuse and murder of children, said one eyewitness. They do nothing about it and are likely the ones to stop investigation and prosecutions. In January 2014, the brother of the King of Holland, Prince Johann Friso, passed away in a coma after these 3 Dutch-language websites shown here reached the internet. The websites revealed that Friso was at the human hunting and killing parties. The story came on the internet after years of trying to move the Policy and Justice Department in the Netherlands to act against the criminals, an eyewitness said. Nobody did anything to stop these criminals, probably because Queen Beatrix and King Albert likely interfered with the investigations. Human hunting parties were said to take place on the grounds of Belgium Queen Beatrix Palace in the Netherlands. 2 witnesses have named former Pope Joseph Ratzinger and Queen Beatrix's father, the deceased Prince Alfred Bernhard, as being present at the child sacrifices. Both were said to be Nazi sympathisers. The ICLCJ court revealed a collection of Jesuit archival records about a child sacrificial cult known as the Knights of Darkness. In 1933, the Knights were established by the Catholic Jesuits and Nazi Waffen SS division. The records show Ratzinger was identified as a member of the Knights while working as an SS chaplain's assistant at the Ravensbrück concentration camp in Germany. The records also stated that Ratzinger participated in child sacrificial rites using kidnapped children from the camps or political prisoners. Another court document called the magisterial privilege indicated child sacrifice was a regular occurrence at the Vatican. At the tender age of 12, Svali of San Diego County, California, claimed she was brought to catacombs beneath the Vatican to witness the sacrifice of a 3-year-old drugged boy. In this video, her interviewer said that 24 years prior, a Maria told him she witnessed another satanic child sacrifice rite in the same Vatican catacombs. I'm not sure how long this goes for, guys, so I'm not going to play it, but I will put the link in the description below. Last week, an Irish police investigator reported to the ICLCJ court that the close to 800 babies buried in a Catholic nun's septic tank were dismembered, decapitated, and in bits and pieces, signs they could have been murdered in satanic child sacrifice rites. In the last 2 months, the ICLCJ court has heard these heart-wrenching testimonies about the rape, torture, and murder of children as recently as 2010 by Catholic leaders, European royal family members, and other global elites. Murder sites of the Ninth Circle satanic child sacrifice cult were said to be in the catacombs of Catholic cathedrals, including the Vatican, and on private estates, military establishments, and groves in Belgium, Holland, Spain, Australia, France, England, and the US. The ICLCJ court has been overwhelmed with newly discovered evidence and a number of new witnesses coming forward to testify about Ninth Circle satanic child sacrifice cult activities. Kevin Annette, 800 Irish babies slaughtered. William, witness to Dutch Prince PM Soros hunting children. There's another video. They have uncovered Ninth Circle satanic cult member possible involvement in international child sacrifice, kidnapping, exploitation, and drug rings. The 5 international judges and 27 jury members were expected to remain in session for at least a year due to the complexity of the cases. Amnesty has been offered to citizens or employees of the Vatican, Crown of England, churches or governments willing to give sworn testimony or evidence that leads to the prosecution of these global elites suspected of committing crimes. Rewards up to €10,000 or around $13,660 was available through the ICLCJ court. The ICLCJ court had over 450 common law peace officers in 13 countries, with 51 local chartered groups operating. Local organising funds were available for common law groups that applied through the International Tribunal into Crimes of Church and State. To contact officers of the court or ITCCS field, Secretary Kevin Annett, email or call, and the numbers and everything are there. And there's more videos, guys. And do you remember I don't know if you've seen it, the video of a naked boy hanging from Buckingham Palace just before he falls? He was trying to escape. I don't know if you remember that, guys, and I'm not sure if I can play it in this video. Let's have a little look, see if I can do anything here.
This is how disturbing your world really is. I've been holding on to this footage for way too long. Every time that I tried to post it, they took it down. This is the world you live in, people. This is who runs the world. This is Buckingham Palace, mate. What is that? Looks like a little Filipino kid trying to escape from the fucking 3rd or 4th floor. In sheets. Why is there a naked child escaping?
I believe he died. A hasty cover-up was attempted. One version stated that the video is fake. It's obviously not fake. And a second one stated that it was a publicity stunt. I don't think that anyone in their right mind could believe the royal family would ever agree to have a naked boy climbing down the top floor of their palace during the change of guards. Also, the video was scrapped from YouTube extremely fast when it first came out and only re-uploaded much later by someone who recorded their own TV with a smartphone. Personally, I have no doubt in my mind that the kid was so terrified for his life that he tried to escape. Unfortunately, he didn't make it. And then the author. So, guys, you know as well as I do, this is just horrific. And the reason I'm Australian, but the reason I do a lot on American politics and European politics is because we know they're all connected, all of them, worldwide. We're all going through this. We all have to fight to get our power back from our governments because this is ridiculous. This cannot be allowed to continue. These people need to be held accountable. And also, don't forget that if I disappear off YouTube, look me up on BitChute under Nana Hev, but it's all one word and it is NANAHEV. Okay, guys? So if I do disappear from here, if they kick me off, go to BitChute, but you may need a VPN again to access BitChute. If you're in Australia or Canada or anywhere like that, you will probably need a VPN to access BitChute. I tried, and then I got a free VPN, and then it came on. Okay, guys, like, share, subscribe, get the word out, whatever you have to do. I'll put the links below. If you just want to share the links with people, that's fine. They can read it for themselves, whatever. I'm just trying to get the word out, guys. So thank you very much for listening, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, guys. Bye.